Good morning. Coming to you 0900 hours and 2 minutes. Sunday, August 12th, 2018. Uh, as I get to talk to people around the world, I'm learning. They know this information, where they get it from. Because I read books. I do a lot of research. I Google a lot. I go to the library now. And and I'm going to use the word I don't know. I don't know where to get this information from. Because the more I talk to people, and this is what I don't get about people now, that's the whole all honest truth. Because everyone don't know if they realize it. They might think I know. And I be realizing, like, how come we don't know this information? Then I talk to younger kids. I'm like, how come they know this information and we don't know this? This is what amazes me. And I say this because I'm talking to Arabic kids. I'm talking to white kids. But when I talk to black people, it's like a big old, it's like we're the desert. People are like, we're the desert. I'm like, the desert or derive. Because the guy told his sister the desert is not a lot of sand, it's skin. She was like, no, it's not. I was like, it's dead people. How do you think the desert was created? And she just looked at me. She's like, I don't want to believe that. I don't even. She was like joking, but serious. Like, she don't really want to know, like, how you think it was created. But it's like, in our mind, that's how I know, I call it a ruse. It's a trans as well, telling us this is what we should be and what we shouldn't be. This is how it go. But we know, like, a trans is, I know I'm supposed to be a man, but I'm thinking of a woman. But at the end of the day, I still want to be a man with a woman. And it's like, no, it's like, that don't even make sense. That's a trans. That's the only way to try to explain it to people. And the way I talk and I'm learning, I'm having a hard time explaining. Because to really gain knowledge, oh my God, you got to really dive deep. So when I talk to people like you deep, I'm learning. Maybe this is really deep to people, the things I say to them. Because in other cultures, they look at a lot of different, the way we look at things, they don't, because they're not taught like us. Like in our social study books and history books, we are taught, people, my skin colors was Indians, we were slaves, and we didn't do nothing. But if you look at history, it's like, we built these bridges. We designed, like, I seen a statement, it was a black person. So about we are like, how do they word it? We're like innovative, but white people are what's the word they use for white people? Basically what they do, everybody can take our ideas, but we don't use our ideas to the max because we don't know how to use the ideas to the max because we don't know. We literally, and this is what I want to get us to understand. We're coming into an age era where we're finally starting to know the same information that they knew for thousands of years. We may have knew it, but we don't understand what slavery did. Slavery is it was a takeover our mind first. Because to allow the enemy in, you had to welcome the enemy. If they just walked in and say, hi, how you doing? They were just presenting themselves. They say, this is who I am. Look at me real quick. This is like relationships. When you bit with men and women, this is who I am. But you don't see me, so be it. I'll come back again. But next time will come with, and then they start tricking you. Oh, I got this. But the greatest thing about it, and this is the funny, I'm gonna compare it to, because this is what I see the most. Because all you can do is really compare to relationship and love, because there's nothing else that I've seen as a African descent man in America allow me to gather information, but except it compared to like my experiences. So what they did, they showed our women these riches. We was like, wait a minute, women. Us men, for our people, we have this already. Why are you looking at him? He look nicer. Cool. That's cool. He looked nicer than you. Or somehow he looked nicer than me. But I'm providing all he's provided. We already have an empire. We have a tribe. We have civilization. And I don't know if you ever hear a lot of can't use the word but it's a word in there. If you ever listen to senators or higher white people talk, their children, they use the word tribe. Now I don't know like how people learn how to hear and read. Just like I told you, I finally a year or 3 years ago, I learned how to hear and see within like in a 5 month time period. I was like, hold on, and see, and nobody understand that structure of or that section of what I went through. I learned how to hear and see. Now when I hear people talk, those words be like boo boo, boo boo, boom. It expands and explodes. And it's like I used to say, listen to people talk, but I didn't hear that. I think that's what women do, but they only do it on a certain level. They don't do it on a level like, hold on, they mind go into you lied to me. Now I don't explain it for women, but for me and for I notice men, we go into what is that again? What is that again? And we're like, let me get that later because I was at work busy talking to the lady. So in a relationship, we kept saying it. We was like, so what are we missing, women? And women kept saying, y'all not powerful. We was like, we are powerful. We running our own civilization and tribe and empire here. What more do you want? And I always felt like with women, and even like women that knew their strength in life, they look at you in a certain way like, I want more. More of what? And that's what we come into. I'm like, understand, what do we need more of? We need more of a knowledge and understanding. We had goals and riches. We didn't need we had kings and we had empresses and kings, but nobody was like, I'm gonna cut off your head because if you didn't please me. Because we enjoyed the greatness of that person. We knew that the 6-year-old needed time to grow. We know if the man just started entering this part of his life, like I'm nursing, he's not going to be out the gate doing Usain Bolt sprints to the finish line or to a mark that he set for himself. I'm going to mess up. We already knew that, but we was okay. But when we seen another partition of, and I'm going to look up, and I still have to look up the Emancipation of Proclamation. And I know that little that structure, that scripture of words was put together. Still slaves. Slavery never ended, and it was another thing I wrote last night about slavery. Slavery, we are still slaves. Slavery never ended. And it was like slavery is still here. It's all the same words, but it was the way of it was a time in my life when I found out. And it's all happening because I'm not defeated no more. I am struggle. And this came to me too. I was just like, why did everybody that so called make it out the hood, the ghetto, the projects, what kept us down, why they are so quick to forget where they came from? It's a pain, it's a past. But why everybody forget? And I noticed that they're quick to forget because that's how being a slave is. I broke free, so I need to forget. No, you broke free, so you need to remember. So when you see those kids, you can help them. See, it's about the kids because those kids had parents. As long as those parents still alive, those kids are still going to learn and then still be in the atmosphere of those parents. The spirit of those parents is still there. And I see people now in the healthcare, people are starting to care. But it's not even and people saying, oh, multicultural is they say diverse, which is the wrong word, is multicultural. Multicultural is the most confused people. I never I'm not confused. What I'm still doing is more beneath the eye. I named the title because I'm still battling what my mother, she's 62. She went through the segregation of schools, and she was going through when they were segregated, and then they was desegregating the school, taken away. Big grown white men was, and this is what I tell women: if my mother went through it, and she's 62, your mother and father went through it. But somehow, and that's what I was talking about yesterday. My daughter's gonna think white men are better than black men because of what happened to us. They gonna see like, oh, he's powerful, but we don't know our history. So my daughter gonna know, but she's not gonna have to. She's gonna be around other young black women and children, what we call black, but they call us Negroes back then, and we're African descent. We keep saying we're not African. We're something to me. We're Pan African or whatever they want to call us. Well, they calling me African. So from my knowledge until I do all my background have is say Indian, Mexican, and African, and they say African descent because we did descend from Africa. We was settlers and explorers. We descended from a place that people that looked like us in the land where they started conquering land. We was never. That's a sin. If we want to say that's a sin, that's a sin. That's a curse. When these people, you ever look at white people? I ain't never see like why they don't remember any. Black people, we usually go through the things that brought us through their curse. We get the heart disease because we're eating foods that they're changing. See, they don't really get heart disease. They get muscular dystrophy. They got COP. See, they get all these things that attack their body because you know what they did to us? They attacked our body, and then they get a lot of things that attack their mind because you know what they did? They attacked our mind. See, nobody paid. See, that's how I know y'all don't know the spirit. That's how I know what y'all don't study. Y'all don't really study it. And I'm trying to tell you, the creator is really telling me there is some things are wrong. All the things are wrong, but with me, you can get the truth. He may not tell you the truth of life until you get to the end of life. And that's why a lot of people smile. When you see people, when they naturally dead and there's no more life in there, you can't feel their pulse, their spirit have left their body. You see them smiling. The creator came down and say, this is what life is. Those people smile. And I met some good-hearted white people, Caucasus, Euro descent people. I met a lot of good of them. And I walked by this one picture of this lady in the healthcare center I'm utilizing for my job or profession so far. I felt like, now you get the goosebumps and heebie-jeebies, we call them. I felt the evil from this lady's eyes, and it was a picture. And it's in the eyes. Look at somebody's eyes, just like that girl that wanted to kill her husband over some money. And it was a white girl named, like, she was watching the show. It was Dateline. It was like a re-up. She going for retrial. Her name is Jodie Forrest. She was beautiful, and she talked with a list. Beautiful. I think her name Jodie. Real pretty lady. Unless that's the wrong lady that killed the oh, that's her, is it? No, I think her name Jodie. And she's real pretty. She got features, got nice full lips, big eyes. Like it's like if she was a black descendant woman, which she might have some in her, just a tiny little speck of it in there to give her the lips. And we're not the first one to have those lips, but she's beautiful. She was killing for money. And she lied and talked about it was for a movie, and now she's for retrial. She got away. She's living a life. She might get off the trial, but I looked in this lady's eyes from the camera. I'm like, that's the eyes of a murderer. And you know how I know? I was in the military in my neighborhood. When you look into the eyes of a person that, what type of murder, don't matter what was an accident, negligence, premeditated, not premeditated, heat of the moment, heat of passion. You ever look in the eyes of killers? That's why I always say I do not want to kill nobody. People ask me, what if you turn the gun? No, if you fight me if I stopped you trying to murder me from a gun, and my eyes will probably turn into that too, because I took a life, and I will live with that one, but I don't expect nobody to. I'm already like not fitting in. I'm already not received. So I'm not really expecting no one to really receive me then, because all they got is look in my eyes. I know the truth. I can see your aura or look in your eyes. But a lot of people try to make their soul higher than the God. No, I'm giving him props. Nobody's higher than our God, than the rule over us, the governor, the authority, because he has a governor and authority over him, but not in our way. Because it's like we already have everything. You want to judge? Judges who's going to separate your land. He's going to cause war. He's going to cause racism. It's going to be poverty. You're going to be in pain. Right now, I'm giving you a way. I'm giving you the truth, the way, and the light. Why do you want a person to look over you? Because you was worried about your brother and sister. No, your brother and sister died because you didn't take. I'm telling you what to do. You don't need this. We don't need these people. I don't need no government telling me how I can go to work and how much I should and shouldn't do. But that's what we in. That's the iniquity in now. We don't need that. We never did. We was on this earth. This is our. If you was born to a lamb, you know why animals have natural instinct? Because they didn't take away the animalistic materials. You know why we don't have these natural instincts? We took our humanistic beings of who we are. I'm not gonna say instincts, but we was beings. He said be, to be or not to be. And we still have yet. So now through that, all that mind control, slavery, propaganda, subliminal, like we still working through that. So why is we expecting, I'm not expecting no woman to be great, but I am expecting on the lowest level. And this is how funny. The lowest level is love, but they even corrupted love. Economical status that came to me, a young man stated. That's why we looking at economical status for love. I'm not going to say income because if I say investment vehicle, that means your savings account, your checking account, your investments, your stock bonds, and yourself. So your economic status is yourself, how much money you make. When I look in a light, how can a woman like men that look beautiful so they can show to their friends, no matter how he treat her? Men be like, well, her friends realize I meet women friends. You know what they women friends say? I don't like you. You know why? Because you taking away my girlfriend. But I was like, or her, they call them girlfriends or your friend. I'm like, I just look at. I didn't. When that was told to me twice in 2 relationships, I just looked at these women. I'm like, I'm encourage her to talk to y'all because she don't want to be around y'all. If you don't imagine the things she said that she really don't like, but since she's in a sense of trying to fit in, she don't badmouth these young ladies or these women that she hang out with. But it's characteristics and attitudes that she don't have that she trying to get rid of. That's why she don't hang around you. If you only knew what she said. But if it took her 2 years to open up to you, I'm quite sure that you got to ask her that question. And this is what I want to do: challenge you and inform you. That's what I am. I'm an informant. Guys also ask me, "Are you a narc?" And I'm like, and I never looked it up because I really don't care. Like, even when I was speaking about guys, they want to talk to me. People want to talk to me like, "Are you a FBI? Are you police? Are you a narc?" It's like, why? Also, ask everybody why they say that because it's like the way you ask us information is funny, and the way you tell us information is almost like a person like he shouldn't be telling us this, but why you telling us? Where's the cameras at? Where's the hitting? Here's the hitting wires. Why are you not being shot at? Why are you not being killed? Because I learned this, and I was watching it. I was watching a real life. This was real life. I was watching 2 important people talk. They was like, she was a nobody. So I was like, I am a nobody that know nobody. To them, I am a nobody. They have no reason to follow me. Of course, they listen to all our phone conversations. But I say this, and this sounds funny. If you want to put me down, they want to mark me as a terrorist. To be a real terrorist, if you want to strike terror, and I tell this to all the people, and I'm going to tell this on the live, because I told this to people. If I was really a bad person, the police force, the government, the espionage from other countries, see, my terrorism wouldn't be about working with an organization. I would be destroying all the organizations. Because you know what I wanted to be before, why I joined the military, like on a serious note? I wanted to be an American terrorist. See, people don't know if you want to know what American terror is, look at the movie Swordfish. That explains the outline. You're working with organizations within organizations that's hidden within organizations. Just like you got the Marvel Comics, what's that show called? I can't remember. organization, just like Star Wars, within the organization that ran the organization. The Knights of the Republic, so they was nationalists and socialists. So they all, and just like his Democrat, like Democrat came late, they're destroying the black community. Well, that's one of them. The Republicans was already doing it. They just needed another party to help destroy it a little faster to get in our psyche. Retards. That's why they want to get rid of the word retard instead of say you're mentally disabled. You're not, you are disabled. You are retarded. You are retard. Tard. To be late. We are late. We're just because you got a degree do not make you great. That don't I make 150,000. So when I start making 150,000, what is that so great about? I want to know when I'm still going to be guiding and instructing young men and women to get that for their next generations and the generation that's ahead of me and that's before me. Because we're still coming out of that. We're still coming out of captivity and slavery. So if I was going to be a terrorist, I would hire people and I would get groups and organizations and I would be on my own because I have no affiliation or religion. They try to tell me like, no, they're like, you're spiritual. I'm like, no, because if I'm spiritual, I'm taking on what is down here and I'm not taking on this. I'm taking on what connected to me through the iniquities that came through the hate, the gluttony, the greed. And I'm trying to fight it. I'm fighting it to my hardest. I'm finally able to save money because I got rid of iniquities. And it taught me because if you smoke weed, you cannot save money. And one of the ladies called me. She didn't say nothing. I was like, I don't know if the number registered to me later. I was like, oh, that was her. And she didn't say a word. And I want to let her know I'm cool. I have no problem with you. I have a different mentality to now. If she was to stay with me, this is my mentality. But I changed a little. And I know most likely she got more lost because she was on a journey that had no ending. I'm never on a never ending journey because I put down a lot of once I gained the knowledge and understanding of the wiseness seeking, I utilize that, but I'm no longer seeking for that no more. I'm already next. So I told myself once I save this money, that's caring for everything else. Everything started going. It was like, poof. It was like Candy Crush. The next line disappeared, but the next one dropped in. But we're gonna do it a different way. You say how you say you leveled up. The next one dropped in. So when I keep manifesting what I'm doing, and I'm actively like, I keep going to this because I'm actively working on it. This is my folder. This is gonna be my sign. The sign came about when I was tearing off the tape. And this is a whole honest truth. People laugh. And I tore off the tape to the folder. And I want to use this folder, but I don't want this white marks on my folders to look stupid. So I colored it in. And literally, this is what the sign came up of. And if anyone, this is probably kind of backwards because this right here, oh no, because this right here is on my right. I don't know if this is on y'all right or left. So these are all my papers of this construction. See how thick that is? Yeah, that's all my information. So my house was ever burnt, but I have a memory in my head, so it's not really gonna be destroyed. It's just this word's gonna be destroyed. I have to rewrite it, but that's cool because I have other things saved, other places. These are my notes. I haven't went over my notes with before. I wrote like, what are some of the best? So I asked myself, what is the best in me? What are some of my best? Owner's Draw. I went to different seminars. It's a book called Prosperity Affirmation 222 book by Justin Perry. 20 years ago, Understanding the Universal Laws That Govern All Things. Justin Perry, The Little Book of Successful Secret. The Power of Thought. Desire, Thought. define definite your major purpose. But I'm gonna get to this real quick. I'm not gonna go through that, but that was just an outline. I don't. I have not really read that in a while, which I need to. There's gonna be times you're not gonna see me on my Facebook lives, or I'm gonna start recording when I get better phones, get my desk, set up my apartment in a way, because I'm not gonna drill holes in my apartment, and I'm gonna start setting up my apartment like not a studio, a lab. But like I'll be cooking in the kitchen, I'm in the lab. Like Dr. Dre, I was in the lab with my pen and the pad, got my get myself off, and I want to get myself off so the children can be now when they. I want to see the next generation birthed into this earth with all the information. Because stated with that, I'm not even gonna tell you about that stupid plot because it's not stupid. It would work, but I'm not gonna give any people out there that have a mind to join organizations and that's affiliation with religions an opportunity. So I feel like that's the negative. If I put that in the atmosphere, it become negative, and they might utilize it. It might be happening now, but we'll see. Right now, nobody have took upon that. We got spies and espionage, but they haven't done it. Like it's movies that haven't had my idea yet, so I'm not gonna put that in the atmosphere. So I know better than that because that would make me like the inventor that invented guns that know good and damn well that these guns we was gonna start pointing them at people and they was gonna start making them into a way where we can start hurting each other. They knew that. When you are an inventor and you are I'm an innovator of my time. I speak of myself highly because I know what I've been through. But this is not like when a woman kept saying, "You talking through your hurt and pains for what women always done." No, I'm talking from a stand of truth. This is a true truth. I watch it every day. I watch my younger sister do it with her husband. She's honoring him so much, she don't see the wrong in him. And that's why I say I don't know. I don't know about what is it about. This is why I say women are strong but are weaker at the same time. I use the word weak in a certain sense. They still have that's not in the inability. Because a woman can be from the worst of the neighborhood or from the best of the neighborhood, have the greatest teaching, not have the greatest teachings, but somehow a man can come in their life. My sister was her husband, my younger sister. They're the example, but that's the first man she really took time out to get to know. And that was the first man she gave herself to, like in marriage and in a child. She don't really, I was gonna say, you don't really need a lot. Because I was talking to the younger generation. I was like, I don't want to be married now, this, and that. When I talk to men my age, I don't worry about it because I'm like, my mind's like, you got to learn how to respect women anyway. So 50 will probably be a good age for you. You're still using women and taking money from them, but you're not using them and showing them how to be better women. You're using them while they're in there, whatever they're doing, and you're using. And I was like, damn. And I'm paying money to see these women. I'm paying money for that woman can help his lifestyle or the lifestyle that she's already under instead of breaking it free. And I'm like, damn. That's why I know I'm in this iniquity. It's not that I sin or if you didn't sin, cast the first stone. And I tell people, if I wasn't brought into what I was brought in, and you would get mad. There's a lot of people out there that wasn't brought in and they don't do the things that a lot of people do. But then we try to create it and say, well, they threw in, well, your righteousness is my righteousness is not a filthy rag. You're filthy. You're not under. No, I am under the creator. I'm more under the creator than you ever will be. And it's not a comparison. I don't care that she can talk tongues. That means you connected to the spirit. But somehow she can speak in tongues, but did not know which. This is how at one point when I seen people, I seen your auras. He was either brown, black, or like a white. So white mean of light, and then yellow. Yellow and white had the best example to me. For some odd reason, yellow and white, because I feel like that's the colors we look at as being enlightened and of the spirit. Because white is pure, mean clean. Yellow is like it's like in the fire when it's being purified. You see that yellow. Even when you ever seen a red and blue flame and it's orange, I see that, and you need yellow to make that color. So yellow within there, it's like, oh wow, she is very pure. That means When I seen the yellow attach out of her spirit or his spirit, it was burning off that iniquity that was making them struggle. So that's probably mine. Probably still brown or black, but I don't know why. But that's from a dream and a spirit I was taught. But as I keep running into people, they keep saying you got a good spirit. It was like one guy was like that, and I boost myself. I don't care what nobody say. People can brag about their souls or God. I don't have nobody bragging about me. In this small little cases, they do. They're like, OJ, I seen beatboxing, I thought about you. I seen this pretty lady, I thought about you. Like, I seen this, I seen the basketball. Like one guy used to say, you're not the best at basketball. But he's like, I can tell when you play basketball, you like light up. It's like you get the world to watch you. And you're not doing it for entertainment because you don't want people entertainment. It's like until like people like, why don't you dunk? And I was like, I'm not very flashy. It's like dunking ain't flashy. That's your thing. I'm like, I'm 6'5", not 8 feet, because it's a 10-foot rim. I really got to jump. You people forget because they're like, oh, you should be dunking. Like I stopped saying that. I stopped like even when I didn't like Kobe or Michael Jordan or Steph Curry. You know why? Because people kept talking about them. I was around people that kept saying they wasn't good. People don't like LeBron. I keep talking about people like I have nothing against Jordan. I don't know Jordan personally. But if you say OJ critique Jordan, I wish he'd have passed the ball more. And I wish he'd have cared about his players more. That's it. I'm not dissing him. He know that's not a diss. Because it shows in his character. And Jordan wouldn't be mad if I said that. What you don't like about Steph Curry? He's small and I feel like he can take better shots. He can have a better shot selection. And he's not the best shooter in the world because there's guys that shoot better. But since they're not at the three-point line, we're not calling him the best shooter. But I will give him like of all time, he fighting for number one. He's fighting because I seen him shoot shots like me when I'm in the zone, but it seemed like he in the zone when he stepped on the court because that was his life. It's oof. He just throw the ball like he literally just take the ball like that and throw it in there and go in. I'd be sitting there like that's like watching the New England Patriots. Why the hell y'all leaving Gronkowski open? Why is y'all giving Tom Brady time? Why y'all ain't slamming they players? They holding, but why ain't you fighting? It make me just get aggravated. But like I'm gonna fight harder than that. If they tell me that that's what I'm doing, white is right, black is whack. It's not whack. That's your persona, ass clown. I'm fighting harder than him. I'm still fighting harder. I didn't give up on my black women because they didn't want me or they know that a lot of black men hurt them. No, I'm fighting harder to be with them. I don't want to go out my race. That's the honor within me. I have honor. So when I see Steph Curry, it's not to diss him. I'm like, oh, you diss him, you don't like him because he's small, this and that. Or even Floyd Mayweather. I was like, no, because I hold myself to a higher standard. Because I know he do. I know he go home and be like, I got a ring. I got 30 points. I got 8 rebounds. I got 8 assists. But did I really match? Because 30 points is supposed to be 60. 16, 8 supposed to be, all his 8 supposed to have 16 rebounds and 16 assists. That's how I think. Like, OJ, you had 20 points. You had 12 rebounds. You had 6 blocks. Yeah. It's like, no, you didn't. Like when I played high school, they really was like, no, you didn't have those numbers. I was like, yes, I did. It's like you didn't only score 12. How you only scored 12 points? Because the offense was ran. I didn't understand basketball. I learned later. I had to start reading. I was reading books growing up when I played basketball because I didn't have a teacher. The first time I had a teacher, my esteem of myself was very low. I could have been in the NBA or doing, but I knowing even if I did that, but even so, the Creator was showing me. It's here. Now you got to open your eyes to see it. It's here. Whatever I want is here. Even my wife, she's here. I got to open my eyes a little bit more. And when I do, you're like, she's here, but I never said she's going to see you. I was like, oh. I was like, he's like, hold on. What did the pastor tell you? He said, who are you? Basically, I'm going to put it in this word. I'm going to say it the way he said it. He said, are you saved? I said, yes. He said, are they saved? I said, no. He said, I'm quoting verbatim, not word from word. How are they supposed to act? I'm like, they acting like themselves. He said, you're saved. How are you supposed to act? You know. So what I'm doing is if I can see and she having trouble to see, I got to keep getting in her path. But it's the path is on me. I got to be in my path. He didn't get the woman by he kept presenting himself. He was in his path and he was working. I got to work. And I know I got to work harder than that white man. He ain't gonna have no trouble. His trouble is, Sarah or Shaniqua that he's going to marry the black woman. You know my day of work. And he's not going to say nothing else after that. My hardest day at work, you know what happened? Or you know what happened? I don't know how to do voices. The coffee spilled on me. That's the hardest thing at work he's going to go through. Or my life is hard at work because of this. The patient was greedy or whatever, or the resident. That's all he's going to go through. You know what I'm going to go through? Oh, everybody compliment him. He's doing good. The residents like him. And in my field, in makeup of black women, I'm going to fight I got to hear. You know what I do? I hear. But I learned something before I would learn how to hear. I was good at ignoring. Or not ignoring, extracting what I needed to know. Like example, you ever listen to a song? I don't hear the words sometimes at first. I hear the beat. Sometimes I don't hear the beat because I might hear that word. A guy might say something. Like when I listen to the word dawn mean to put on or to be the leader in our slang sense. So the Capadonna, the Godfather is the Don. So now this make more sense. Now I didn't just hear the beat. I heard the now let me Google the words. Oh, this is what he's saying. Just like Michael Jackson is just another part of me. We're taking over. We had the truth. This is our message. We coming for you. When I say it's on, the message through. It's just and there's more words to that part, but it was like a little bit longer. It's just another part of me. What is he talking about? And I heard that. I was like, hold on. I'll rewind it. It's taking over. Who taking over? What truth? And then Michael said, it don't matter if we black or white. But not in the sense of what they thought he was. See, Michael advocated. That's not Michael's children. The Spirit told me, those are not Michael's children. People want to say, well, you can be black and your child. No, your child don't come out. If I'm a man and I have this type of hair, and it's because I'm going by genetics. I'm not even going to use the spirit. Why is the head like a blonde woman, blonde man, children head? Why does they have blue eyes or dark brown eyes or eyes in a way or skin color in a way that look nothing like me? Michael Conley that played for the Memphis Grizzlies had a child. That child he had a boy. He had white people hair. Michael's daughter had white people hair. So don't tell me that is them are their children. They did not biologically with their seed, the empire seed, because what I learned, this is like a shell. It's the seed in me. With my seed, and that supposed to be my child or Michael Conley child, them are not his children. I look at people that are like, that is not your child. Stop lying. But it is great that as a man can be there for them children. But them are not his children. He don't have black kids. So they're going to inherit it and they don't see the inheritance. It's not to the black community. And I'm not practicing, but I'm preparing myself and I'm studying. When I die and they say I don't get married and don't have a child, I don't just want to leave my inheritance to my family because I'm learning family is the hardest people to get to understand what I'm talking about right now. Like you would think since we are made through blood, that's why I say blood is corrupted and dirty. Blood is not clean. The water is. They say blood is thicker than water is sometimes thicker than blood because water cleans. But you still need the blood. You still need that seed. You need that outer shell. You need that look. So if it don't look like me, and that's why I asked my mother when I was a child, like mine, he don't look like me. But why is he doing that? My mother had no answer. because he knows spiritually he had to, because there was not enough men that looked like me that was doing that. But that's not what they're teaching. They're not even saying nothing. That's why I told a white guy, do you have the white men, the white talk to your girl? She's like, well, she's not with me. She bladed all these black men before her. But what type? You a whole different type because she don't know nothing about you. What you're doing, that's what they did in the beginning too. Let's see how far you will go. But I told them she will ignore a lot of things about you because it's going to be new to her. It's going to be of a different outline. Like my attitude is kind of useful based on black men attitude and character. She dealt with that before, but she never went to the above and beyond or beneath to understand. She never went in. I should have put in or parentheses or put that in brackets of and with the word beneath in. She never went into me to know who I am. So it is more beneath the eyes that, and if you cannot see it, and like to be able to hear and see. So the people that's out there, they can't see, they can't hear. So I didn't like Kobe. Kobe took the most shots in history, but that means he's also brave. So those are guys I want on my team, but not together. I don't want the Jordan, Kobe, and Steph Curry on my team. My favorite player is like weird player. I like the Jeff Green. He had like Serena. I like the Serena Williams. She said a lot of things that's like it hurt my heart. And then, but I just would like to talk to Serena. You chose Drake. Common wasn't that bad to you. They made Common look bad, and you know he wasn't. You didn't defend him, but you defended white men. I see black women defending white men or Arabic men or any other nationality but their own men. But because they had used all the men I was with, didn't like. No, that was all the men you was with. What about the men that did treat you good? Oh, he must have wanted something. But you're not saying that about the Arabic guy that did have sex with you the first day. He must have wanted sex too. But you're not saying all he wanted sex. Or he just wants you to go down on him. That French guy. You're not saying that about him. So so when I hear like the men, when I hear black women talk and say men, and then eventually they finally say black, you're not talking about other men. You're talking about black men. I knew that already. I can see your spirit in your eyes. That's who you're talking about. Just like the death is in the eyes. When the people murder people, it's in their eyes. You can see it. It takes over their spirit. They got to live. It takes their spirit because now they got to learn how to get over it. Because it's a lot of regret. I don't want to be. I'd rather have people like you. I'd rather have somebody kill you than you murder them or kill them. I was like, yep. There's one thing I know I'm not, and I know my creator is not. He's not a murderer, and he's not a killer. He never told me one time I have to murder and kill one person to have a life. He said life means to live, to be alive, to be. I don't have to. So I got that out of my mind at a young age. I don't have to kill people, and I never will. In no situation. I would never preach that. I would never say by all means necessary that it's not a way of life. If you decide to kill, that's on you. People I used to think if I had brothers on my squad that'd kill, but if I wouldn't kill, that's like I wouldn't work at McDonald's. Why would I would work at McDonald's, but I would work at McDonald's the right way. You got to be full time to get their scholarship. And people up there doing work, I'm like, y'all working for nothing. You're going to nursing school, so be it. You're going to have a nurse. But you still don't learn. Like the one lady doing dietary aid, she like leaving early. I told her, just like I had to learn, get all my time in. Get all of your time. They give you 3 hours, get there for your 3 hours. Even if you're not do something while you're there. If you got 10, 20 minutes left, do it. I try to leave now, like I learned when I had to start, like, hold on, I got to leave at 11. So I leave at 11. Not 3:50. Not 10:55, 10:57. The clock out at 11. So I leave my spot at 11. So the person don't show up. That's on them. But I know I left at 11. They can't say nothing to me because I know there's people coming against me because that's what we was taught. That's our iniquity. That's our sin. And that's our sin, brackets, curse. Or parentheses, that's what sin mean, curse. So that's what we're constantly doing over and over. I hope I'll reach somebody's heart today. Hope somebody's heart be renewed in the right spirit. Give you a clean heart. Give you a heart to see so your eyes can see and your ears can hear. The person, let's clean up these marriages, these families. Let's get rid of the die function. Stop killing each other physically, mentally, and verbally in the streets or in the homes. Let's get rid of that. We declare in the decree, we loosen all those bondages and them bindings that come against us constantly. And not just so much, this is not a prayer, this is works. We need you to get up. Go get that young man. If that's your cousin, brother, that's your niece, you're the auntie, you're the grandmother, if you're the parent or guardian, you the cousin, go get them off the street. In 2015, I said there's no more, 2015 was no more excuses. I haven't made excuses 2015. I talked about what hurt me and what kept me down, but I didn't make an excuse. No more excuses. We've been had no more excuses. But since I've been alive, I'm quite sure the things that happened in my life was continuation because I got to keep redoing it over and over. That's called our incantations, those spells. So we got to keep preaching what's going to keep us down. If we don't, it's not going to work. And if it don't work, we be transformed. And that is being transformed and made new. So we are reformed. We're going to have to go through some type of trans to get back to ourselves. But not in the trans of what we're doing of corruption, confusion of sexuality, thinking just because you're going to date out of your race, just because you got more money, just because you move away from your neighborhood, just because it's not justified, it's not changing. It's not going to change when you do that. So people that want to know answers and solutions, if we keep doing that. But until we stay there, until we really fight, we haven't fought. We got comfortable. We do make more money. We do make more money than our parents than they ever had. But somehow they managed some reason with what they had. They knew what we knew, but it's being lost. It's not that they can't tell us. It's so much everything occupying us. We're now, the children are fighting the parents at 5 to not listen because what they're watching on television. Tell them what to do. Because you're allowing it. Everything that happened to us, we have allowed. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And to butterflies, a Tootsie Roll. Let me see the Tootsie. Like, no, it's being funny. But with everything we did, we allowed. Everything we see, we allowed. I'm part of the we. I'm 35. I'm part of some type of something that happened in this world. But I know my mission, purpose, and focus is to go back and keep talking to the young men and women till I meet the young light. But all my cousins don't see me as a bad person. They know I went to the strip club, but they understand. I told them that don't make you a bad person. That don't make nothing bad about you. That don't make nothing wrong about you. It was already here. But I told myself, what I wanted to do, I wanted to open my own strip club. I wanted to start my own urban model. And I wanted to be a porn star. The reason I become a porn star, I was getting out the military. This is the truth. It was a website. And I put my information in. I didn't think I thought into it, but I didn't think that far into it. Oh, and they contacted me through my email, so they're going to send you tickets and everything. Okay. They was in Van Nuys, California, and they sent me the ticket. They sent me a plane ticket, a voucher, and everything. Like, what is the money to get here? Get you some clothes, come to California, and we want you to audition. I'm like, okay. Then I sent back, and I wrote them back, and they sent me back the voucher. They like, the voucher is no biggie, but we will still like you to come, so we're going to send you the voucher. There's enough money in it still. If you decide to take the ticket, because the ticket type of ticket is itinerary. Just got to check in and then pay. And like you decide, you got the money. We're not going to hold you accountable for that money. But to the side, remember you can come still. And I was like, in the spirit of, and this is about why I trust in the Creator, not the God that you call God, because He had to use people to come to me. I kept my whole life. I'm going to end this and start a new life. Shalom, Selah.